Hey Group 1, this is Dankman. Your 3 vocabulary terms are going to be horizontal, vertical, and graph, which comes on the next page. Horizontal and vertical have separate entries in your glossary, but they go together. They are both directions. The horizontal direction is the direction that runs flat from left to right, like the horizon. And the vertical direction is the direction that runs straight up and down. They're sort of like opposites because if you move in the horizontal direction from left to right, only from left to right, then you don't move at all up and down. And if you move in the vertical direction up, down, and only in the vertical direction, then you don't at all move from left to right. So they're separate from each other. Next comes graph. Okay, Group 1. Your third vocabulary term is graph. A graph is a tool. It's a visual tool, and it allows us to show and draw about the relationship between two different quantities. It includes two axes. Each one is called an axis. One axis will measure one of the important quantities. The other axis measures the other important quantities. Each axis will have a scale on it, telling you how to count along that axis. So each axis has a scale, and then on the graph we plot a curve. And that curve tells the story of the relationship between the two quantities. That's because every point along that curve has an exact measurement for one of the axes and one of the important quantities, and also has one exact measurement for the other axis and the other important quantity. And so, because this point, 1040, is on this curve, it tells you that for this particular story told by this particular curve, this point, 1040, is very important because at the measurement of 10 in one of our quantities, we also have the measurement of 40 for the other quantity. All of these other important vocab terms like axis, scale, coordinates, and curve are their own separate vocab terms that will also get entered into your glossaries, but other teams are going to get the responsibility for getting the definitions for all these other things. Finally, this last section is very important, but we're going to have more clear and more specific definitions for function and input and output next week.